3 Arabian nights in Bahrain. 3 nights of sand, sweat, and, well, you see. Hello F1 fans, we reached the second phase of 2016, the race in Bahrain. Honestly, I was very surprised how good it was. After seeing the exciting race in Australia, which was the first race for the 2016 season, watching the race in Bahrain was like eating a second delicious pancake with chocolate and bananas for breakfast. Well, let's take a close look at the race. What a start! The excitement began even before the race. I won't say much, but I will mention that someone left the race before it even began. The start was interesting both at the back and the front of the pack, and the race looked quite unpredictable after the first lap. The overtakes. There were quite a few overtakes stemming from the battles between sometimes 2 or maybe even 3 drivers at a time. This was the main reason why I think the first third of the race was very promising. Some drivers had problems with the durability of the hard tires, which was bad news for them but good news for us, the audience. This is why I felt like there were overtakes during the entire length of the race, even up until its very end. The smaller teams like Toro Rosso and the first American team Haas continued to make themselves noticed due to their good performance. I never expected to see so many battles between Red Bull and Toro Rosso for places near the top, because after all, Toro Rosso are sponsored by Red Bull as their junior team. Finally, Mercedes and Ferrari tried some interesting strategies with the tires, which made the battle for the podium places rather unpredictable. The car's performance. Several drivers left the race due to mechanical issues. I will not mention exactly who they are, but I will hint that both teams near the top and the bottom of the pack experienced mechanical issues. What I found surprising about this race was the relatively high number of racing incidents, which made me feel like I'm watching one of the most NASCAR-like F1 races I have seen in a while. The pit lane. I think there were more tire changes than usual, and I think this could be the reason why there were several small pit lane issues, even for the big teams. The weather. I think the weather added to the overall excitement, because the sand near the track in Bahrain affected the car's performance, at least a little bit. I think this could explain some of the mechanical failures. It would have been better if there was some rain, but considering that Bahrain is in the middle of the desert, I do not expect to see any rain ever on this track. The race officials. The race officials also made the race interesting because of a penalty they awarded. I won't say who was the unlucky winner of that penalty. I will leave you guys to find out for yourselves. We didn't see a safety car, which would probably have made the race even better, but I think that was okay. The final result. If we look at all the categories again, I would say that overall this was a great race and I do recommend it. I will continue the video with a few comments about the race, which require me to discuss exactly what happened. This is why I would like to warn you that the next part of the video contains spoilers. You have been warned, use this information wisely. So, there was an accident between Hamilton and Bottas right at the first corner of the first lap. They collided and Bottas was penalized with a drive-through penalty. Should Bottas have been penalized in this case? Well, I don't think so. I believe this was a racing incident you can expect to see at the start of the race. Bottas was close enough to Hamilton to have a decent chance to overtake him. It was difficult to say who was to blame and who had the right to the racing line, because even though Hamilton was in front of Bottas, the Finn was closer to the apex of the turn. It felt like a racing incident because it occurred right at the start of the race when any kind of madness can happen. Okay, what about the next race? The next race will be held in China at the circuit in Shanghai. The track is famous for having one of the longest straights in the F1 calendar. Thus, we can expect to see something interesting. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. If you want to see more videos like this, you can click on one of these links or even subscribe to this channel.